The story of the Unabomber is one of the most complex and unsettling chapters in American criminal history. For nearly 2 decades, a series of meticulously planned bombings terrified the nation, leaving 3 dead and over 20 injured. The man responsible, Theodore John Kaczynski, wasn't a typical criminal. He was a mathematical genius, a Harvard graduate, and a recluse whose manifesto, Industrial Society and Its Future, outlined a chilling vision of a world destroyed by technology. In this episode, we'll explore the life of Ted Kaczynski, the details of his bombing campaign, the lengthy investigation to capture him, and the legacy of his crimes. This is the story of the Unabomber. Theodore John Kaczynski was born on May 22, 1942, in Chicago, Illinois. From a young age, Ted displayed extraordinary intelligence. By the time he was in elementary school, he had an IQ of 167 and skipped several grades. In 1958, at just 16 years old, Kaczynski enrolled at Harvard University. Despite his academic brilliance, his time at Harvard was marked by isolation and a sense of detachment. During this period, he participated in a controversial psychological study led by Henry Murray, where participants were subjected to intense stress and personal attacks. Many believe this experience had a lasting impact on Kaczynski's psyche. After graduating from Harvard, Kaczynski pursued mathematics at the University of Michigan, earning his master's and PhD. His mathematical work was so advanced that his professors believed he could revolutionize the field. But instead of pursuing a high-profile career, Kaczynski abruptly left academia in 1969 and moved to a remote cabin in Montana, seeking a life of simplicity and isolation. In the wilderness of Montana, Ted Kaczynski built a 10 by 12-foot cabin with no electricity or running water. He lived off the land, growing vegetables, hunting, and occasionally working odd jobs in nearby towns. During this period, Kaczynski became increasingly disillusioned with modern society. He viewed industrialization and technological advancements as destructive forces that alienated humans from nature and each other. His writings from this time reveal a growing anger toward technology, government, and corporations. Kaczynski's peaceful existence was disrupted in the late 1970s when a road was built near his cabin, symbolizing the encroachment of the modern world he so despised. It was around this time that Kaczynski began planning his bombing campaign, believing violence was the only way to force society to confront its reliance on technology. The Unabomber's campaign began in 1978 with a package bomb left at Northwestern University. It was the first of 16 bombings that would span nearly 2 decades. His early bombs targeted universities, airlines, and individuals associated with technology and industrialization, earning him the FBI codename Unabomber, short for University and Airline Bomber. Kaczynski's bombs were meticulously constructed, often using scrap materials to make them difficult to trace. Each device was unique, with intricate designs that demonstrated his mechanical skills. Despite their crude appearance, the bombs were highly effective, injuring and killing multiple victims. In 1985, a bomb killed its first victim, Hugh Scruton, a computer store owner in Sacramento, California. Over the next several years, 2 more individuals would lose their lives to Kaczynski's bombs: Thomas Mosser, an advertising executive, and Gilbert Murray, a timber industry lobbyist. The Unabomber also sent taunting letters to his victims and the media, criticizing them for their roles in perpetuating technological advancement. These letters often included cryptic messages and references to his anti-technology philosophy. In 1995, Kaczynski made his most audacious move. He sent a 35,000-word manifesto titled industrial society and its future to major newspapers, including the New York Times and the Washington Post. He promised to end his bombing campaign if the manifesto was published. The manifesto outlined Kaczynski's belief that technological progress was destroying human freedom and leading to societal collapse. It called for a revolution against industrialization and argued that humanity needed to return to simpler, more primitive ways of living. The FBI, struggling to solve the case, agreed to the publication, hoping it would generate leads. Their gamble paid off. David Kaczynski, Ted's younger brother, recognized the writing style and ideas in the manifesto and contacted the authorities. In April 1996, FBI agents arrested Ted Kaczynski at his cabin in Montana. Inside, they found overwhelming evidence linking him to the bombings, including bomb-making materials, journals detailing his crimes, and a typewriter used to write the manifesto. The arrest marked the end of one of the most extensive and expensive manhunts in U.S. history. Ted Kaczynski was charged with multiple counts of murder and transportation of explosives. His defense team initially sought an insanity plea, but Kaczynski rejected this, fearing it would undermine his message. Instead, he pleaded guilty to all charges in 1998 to avoid the death penalty and was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Kaczynski's story continues to fascinate and disturb. His manifesto sparked debates about the ethical implications of technology and the nature of progress. Some have even argued that parts of his critique resonate in today's discussions about artificial intelligence, climate change, and social media. However, Kaczynski's methods, using violence and terror to advance his ideology, remain universally condemned. The lives he destroyed and the fear he instilled overshadow any philosophical insights he may have offered. The Unabomber's story is a complex and tragic tale of a brilliant mind turned to violence. It forces us to grapple with difficult questions about the balance between progress and its consequences, the limits of human ambition, and the dangers of extremism. Ted Kaczynski's actions left a lasting impact on American society, from changes in how we approach mail security to broader discussions about the role of technology in our lives. Yet, his legacy is ultimately one of pain and destruction, a reminder of the consequences of losing our humanity in pursuit of ideology. Thank you for joining me in exploring the story of the Unabomber. If you found this deep dive compelling, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations of history's most chilling and thought-provoking stories.